And I was running pretty hard, and whew, in fact, a funny story with that is we went to Hawaii and stayed 2 weeks before we went to Japan, and then we went to Japan. And then we were scheduled to come back and stay 2 weeks in Hawaii after Japan, and I was flying my daughter over and my mom to visit us. My youngest daughter was too little to travel at the time, and we had a nanny that stayed with us, Iva, my Aunt Iva, that took care of my children when Patty came on the road.
She lived in Dallas?
In Dallas. We brought her into Dallas to live with us to take care of the kids because Patty and I was gone.
Right.
And thank God sent her from heaven, to watch over the kids and to watch over Patty and I, because we'd come back off the road and we were wrecked. I mean, the kids was easy to take care of.
Yeah.
And I was taking care of Patty and I. So somehow it's the night before we're supposed to leave to come back to Hawaii in Japan. Phone rings. It's like 3 in the morning. I pick up the phone. It's Harley Race. He says, "Jim," he said, "now you're on top tomorrow night in St. Louis with Chris Adams, and then you're on top the next night in Kansas City. Now you're going to be there, right?" I said, "Who is this?" That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
It's this Harley Race. So you're booked. You got my 2 main cities. You're in the main event.
Right.
They're sold out.
Uh-oh.
Already. Sold out already. I hung up the phone. My wife says, I'll never forget this. She says, "Who is that?" I says, "It's Harley Race." He said, "We're supposed to be in St. Louis and Kansas City the night after. Tomorrow." "No, that can't be." I said, "Yeah, that's what he said." Now the phone rings again.
Right.
It's Harley. "Jim, come on, don't hang up the phone on me now.
Right,
Harley,
right.
you don't mess around with Harley Race,
No.
Not a good thing to do."
No.
I says, "Harley, man, are you sure that it's me there tomorrow?" "Yes, I'm sure, and you're there the next night too." I said, he says, "Remember I talked to you in Honolulu about 3 weeks ago?" "Well, okay, now I'm starting to remember." Yeah, I was in Honolulu, in Hawaii, with Hawaii's best, going on there,
Right.
I was having a party.
Right.
The whole time.
Uh-huh.
I was on the top suite floor of the Sheraton, Waikiki, and I didn't have any troubles in the world, man. I mean, I had everything that anybody could want, and more. And I did have a conversation, and I did book myself
For a race.
right the day after Tokyo.
Oh, boy.
But I forgot.
Right.
Because I forgot everything. I hardly remember being in Hawaii for 2 weeks before I went to Japan, but we had a good time. Well, we get on the plane. Now I'm making phone calls because my family's coming over this way, and I'm going over this way.
Right.
We flew all day, all night. We left that next morning, and we flew with the time changes and all that stuff. We flew all the way to St. Louis. I got there in time to go in the ring.
So you made the shot.
I made the shot.
Okay.
Incredible. But
Made
I was
Kansas City.
gone. Didn't make Kansas City.
No? Oh.
I got out of the ring in St. Louis, and I went back and I told Geigel and Race, I messed up. I told them before they paid me. I should at least wait till I got the payoff,
Right.
But again, man, I didn't care. I was already had like a year at Texas, and I knew my gimmick was so on fire that
So Texas kind of
Texas messed everybody up.
Right.
As far as thinking,
Yeah.
who cares? I knew already that I had a place to go, and I already knew I could draw.
Right.
So I knew I was going to make money, so I just kind of quit thinking, And so I told Harley and them Geigel and them, I said, "Man, I ain't going to Kansas City. I can't go to Kansas City." "Man, you kidding me?" They said more than "you're kidding me." But,
Yeah.
I can't remember, but
Like,
they
what
didn't
the-
like it. Yeah, I mean,
Beep.
me not showing up, and I never did that.
And your
either.
main event.
I never in my career. I did it that night.
So what happened?
Well, they paid me. It was okay. I think, when I say it was okay, I think between Patty and I, we made like $4,000 or something for 20 minutes of stuff, So it was decent. How can you complain?
Right.
But I could have probably made 6 or 8 that night and made another 5 or 6 the next night, but I scrapped the next night.
Right.
And then took a little hit probably on that night too because of not going.
Right.
But I mean, hey, I was done. So I went back to the hotel, slept for 4 hours, got back on a plane, and flew to Hawaii. Well, I hadn't stopped since Tokyo, and now a couple of days went by, So now I end up in Hawaii and I end up relaxing and enjoying myself. But holy smoke.